When I moved into Oak Ridge Hills, I thought I was finally getting the peace and quiet I deserved. After over 2 decades in law enforcement, 10 of those as the city's police chief, I'd earned a little space, a good house, and the ability to run a side business I had built from the ground up, a precision metalwork shop inherited from my father. The factory sat just beyond the edge of the residential zone, on a parcel of land I'd rezoned years earlier with city approval. It was well insulated, OSHA certified, and ran from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays. Nothing extreme, nothing illegal. But what I didn't anticipate was HOA Karen. Karen Driscoll was the type of person who believed her clipboard gave her more power than any badge ever could. She led the Oak Ridge Hills HOA with military precision, but without the chain of command, rules of evidence, or common sense. She liked things quiet, and apparently she believed that my legally compliant factory, sitting just beyond the neighborhood's edge, was the root of all noise. It started with notes on my door. Your factory is disrupting the peace of the community. The HOA demands a reduction in noise levels. Failure to comply will result in fines. Then came emails citing vague bylaws about ambient sound thresholds. Of course, those bylaws referred to leaf blowers and loud music, not industrial operations outside HOA jurisdiction. Still, she persisted. 3 weeks later, I received an envelope taped to my garage with a red notice of fine sticker on it. $1,000 for excessive operational noise from adjacent property. The gall. Not only was my factory not under HOA control, but I'd also recently overseen the very noise ordinance revisions for the city as part of our public safety initiatives. So I called Karen. Karen, I said calmly, I received your fine notice. Yes, Chief Lyman, we've had complaints. People are concerned about their property values. Then they should read the zoning map, I replied. My factory is zoned and permitted. I've got city, state, and federal certifications to run it. Well, this neighborhood prides itself on serenity. Good, because serenity doesn't come from abusing power. It comes from respecting the law, and you're treading very close to harassment. That didn't go over well. The next week, Karen called in a noise complaint to my own police department. I learned about it when dispatch called my desk. Chief, we got a report of factory noise disturbance near your neighborhood from an anonymous source. I'll handle it, I said. I drove straight over to the HOA clubhouse wearing my full uniform, not to be intimidating, but to remind her who she was dealing with. I walked into the board meeting where Karen was already presenting a slideshow about how my factory's grinding noises were contributing to mental health stress in the community. I waited patiently, then raised my hand. Chair recognizes Chief Lyman, she said, her tone suddenly shaky. I stood. Let's clarify a few things. 1, my facility operates under city permits. 2, your HOA has no legal jurisdiction over that property. 3, filing false complaints to law enforcement is an offense, and we're officially documenting these as such. 4, if you continue targeting me or my business, I will take legal action on grounds of harassment. The room fell silent. One board member even whispered, Did she seriously try to find the police chief? Karen sputtered. I was just doing my duty to the community. No, Karen, I replied firmly. Your duty is to follow the law, not invent it. A week later, the HOA quietly rescinded the fine. I received a letter of apology for any misunderstanding, and the board backed away from Karen's antics, establishing a new clause stating HOA authority stops at neighborhood borders. Karen, ever the sore loser, still avoids eye contact when I jog past her house. That's fine. I didn't need an apology. I just needed the noise to stop, and not the kind she was whining about.